Okay, yeah, and I know we're already live right now, so yeah, let's just pay attention to, of course, the
We couldn't catch him this
DWP
time. All right,
straight.
guys, what's up?
There you
Welcome
go.
to Dat Wrasslin podcast. I'm Sheepshifter here with Streetkilln HD, Benjamin Rivers, and your boy Soulamazin Gaming. What's up, guys? How's it going?
Boy?
No, he's their boy.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Ben is
Except for
Ben
the whole
muted
rambling
tonight?
that I like.
Do you have your party
Can
share
we hear Ben
active?
tonight?
Can you be heard? Did you turn it on?
I need to check this now.
Can Ben be heard this podcast? Or what's going on? Ben getting on a retirement?
Yeah, because that actually happened like freaking last time. Yeah, because I didn't actually hear. Yeah, it's working. Oh,
Alright.
guys, thank you. I'm like, that's
it's
so
working,
glad.
guys.
So glad that yeah.
Can we get
I don't wanna
a
have it
GG in
like
the
freaking
chat for
last
Ben
time.
Rivers
Freaking
having a
last time.
set
What
up?
happened last time? Oh my god, freaking last week was just like the worst for
Having
me.
the setup.
Last week was the freaking worst.
Well, they wouldn't know because they didn't hear it.
So, let's kick off Raw.
Right.
Yeah,
With
let's kick it.
the
No,
Beast
no,
Slayer.
no.
No, the Beast Slayer.
No. See, we do this thing by the order that I've put forth. So let's do this this way. The very first thing that I'm going to talk about, and it'll probably come up multiple times tonight, because it has me like inches from just walking away from WWE, because they can't. Walking away. I'm going to AEW. I will go to AEW. No, it's not about Seth Rollins.
If it's about
What a shattering
if it's
blow
about
to the
AJ
company.
Styles,
This is
if it's
about-
about this guy, if it's about
Jesus,
fucking Lesnar.
Ben. Wait, let me.
Sorry.
I'll tell you what it
Sorry.
is.
I swear if it's
This
Lesnar, I'm
is
done with
strictly based on
this.
WWE's
I'm done with this.
complete indecisiveness and their just blatant willingness to let it show to the audience. So you're handling a billion-dollar company. You want the fans and everyone watching to know that you know what you're doing and that you can be consistent. The biggest thing of this whole last week, the only thing that's been on my mind, and I don't even care about these guys that much, is the War Berserker Viking Raider experience thing.
Yeah, I know.
This is getting out of hand. And while I found out recently that the Berserker one was fake news, so you can cast that one aside. Still, way too many name changes, way too much going on. If you guys can't have faith in the product that you already have, and you can't show consistency from week to week. This week we're the War Raiders. This week we're the Viking experience. This week we're the, the whatever.
The Viking Raiders, the Viking Wars, apparently.
It shows to me that WWE has no idea what the fuck they're doing right now. And it gives me so little faith that they're going to be able to handle any of the things that are in their hands that I want them to handle properly, like Aleister Black, like Kofi's championship reign, like Finn Balor finally being worth a damn. It's getting on my nerves to the point where I'm about to be like, fuck it, because I can't understand why they can't just pick something, stick with it, and just ride it. Just go with it and stop trying to force things or change things. Or if they can't make up their minds about a team's name over I'm at a loss. And
you wonder what
I
they
could
should
care
have
less
went for.
about the Viking War Raider Berserkers or whatever they want to be called at this point in time. It's made me like literally not care about those guys at all.
Yep.
So,
man,
any thoughts, guys,
just
on
not
the
stick with the War? Okay, one name they should have stuck with was fucking War Machine. That would have been a perfect name.
That's why I said that.
Fuck, they looked that up.
WWE needs a beta program.
Of course.
They need a beta program to test all their beta features.
This guy. Oh yeah, this guy. Yeah, this
like,
team
you know what?
has
Let's
like
give
a
a
fucking
test
random name.
run. Let's
It's like,
put out WWE beta service. and see and have people poll on results. Do you like this name? Do you like this move? Do you like this entrance?
And whatever actually name that like they do like it. Yeah, they just give them.
That's what house shows are for.
I know.
You know, they've got a place for this. That's called the indies. It's called house shows. It's called everything that's not Raw, SmackDown, or NXT.
I understand. I know.
Except for 205 Live, that 205 Live is trying to be great again, but they're not.
This is just, it's driven me up a wall. Like the first time they changed it from War Raiders, from War Machine to War Raiders, I was like, I get it, copyright, whatever, I can deal with that. But then you get us used to that name, and I'm finally beginning to accept it. And then you want to change it again? Fuck you! I just got used to War Raiders, and now you're gonna bring something completely. And even worse, I just watched NXT tonight, and this week's NXT, they're still calling them the War Raiders. I know it's taped and it's already done before, but there's no continuity, there's no canon, there's no feel like this is going from a week to week basis. You know that this NXT is supposed to be. You're supposed to be thinking that the NXT you're watching is storyline wise positioned right after Raw and SmackDown. So if in kayfabe, NXT, all that stuff happens that day. But it really doesn't. We know it's pre-taped. But in kayfabe, it's supposed to. In canon, if it were a series of movies, it would fall last. And that incontinuity just drives me crazy. And the fact that they can't decide who the fuck are they going to be. You know, why can't they just Hanson and Rowe? I don't care, but this is getting out of hand. And then with Bobby Roode,
I feel like
Robert Roode,
now it's just becoming a meme. It's just like they're doing it for the memes, so people could just talk about it, so they can draw in people. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's going to draw anybody in. Because
there's a lot of people talking about it now. That's the thing. Even if it's not wrestling, like people that's wrestling related, people kind of know about it because it's out there and people are making fun about it.
Of course.
As much as attention they give to it, and they keep pulling the people, they're basically baiting. They're baiting people. They're feeding the trolls. Is what they're doing.
But what if like me and some other people, it actually makes some people turn off the TV? What if they lose views?
Exactly. I understand that.
It's a gamble they don't need to take.
Look what WWE's done recently. Look what everything they done. Do you think they give a shit? They don't give a shit. All they care about is media attention, popularity,
money,
cashing in that moolah. That's all they care. They don't give actual shit these days about fans. I'm sorry, but I'm saying it. I'm drawing the line. I feel like WWE these days don't give two fucking shits about the fans. That whole we'll give what the fans they want.
And
shit.
To that point,
where's that? What happened to that?
On to another key topic for tonight. Backlash has been canceled to make room for a Saudi Arabia pay-per-view that's due to happen, I think, June 7th or something like that. We're canceling Backlash for one of these, Saudi Arabia money grabs that are historically terrible. Every single one has been garbage.
No offense.
The only good thing out of either one of them was the Titus O'Neil's slide.
Of course.
It's Backlash is traditionally, kind of an important pay-per-view, and it usually has to do with like storyline. It's almost always about like some revenge, or it factors heavily in like a revenge type storyline, or some Backlash. It's so we're canceling Backlash. We can't make up our minds about names. And I'm this close to believing that the Roman Reigns leukemia was a work. No way do you get diagnosed with leukemia, get treatments, while you're getting treatments, you're making a movie with The Rock, still staying in shape, still training for in-ring competition, beat leukemia, and then come back, all within the span of like 2 months.
I mean, okay.
Something is wrong here.
Here's the thing with cancer. If you beat it once, when cancer comes back, it comes back harder. It doesn't become easier when it comes back. When it comes back, that means, scientifically, that means that the cancer cells grew stronger to beat the treatment that he's gotten and is no longer affected by whatever he's been treated by. So that means if they were to treat him again, I mean, I know he has a lot of money, okay? WWE's giving him money. And obviously he can pay for the greatest treatment there is, probably. I'm not saying he's like super duper rich, he can afford like, you know, this and that crazy ass shit, but I'm sure it costs a lot of money to get the best treatment for any kind of cancer, without a doubt. So even if he did get the best treatment that he could possibly get, and that as one particular reason why he beat it so fast and overcame it, then congratulations to him. You know, I know there's people out there that can beat cancer twice. People do that, but it's just, it was pretty short. And I don't know the history of cancer or anything like that, of how hard it is to beat a particular type of cancer or whatever. But from my knowledge, I know cancer is hard to beat. But that's because the people that are getting treated for cancer doesn't have the kind of money for the best treatment there is. So that's why they're always suffering from cancer, is because they're trying to get treated. But, you know, there's a lot of money that goes into getting treated for cancer, and it really sucks. But all, you know, this is a little bit off topic, but it's truth. It's truth. It sucks. I had a lot of family members. I'm pretty sure everybody else had a lot of family members that died from a particular type of cancer, and it really does suck. And, you know,
and that's one thing that it makes me really hesitant to even talk about this, is that, you know, I don't want to be wrong. And be sitting here, you know, pulling an Alex Jones and you know, the whole thing was, you know, a fake, but, you know, in reality it did happen. I don't know.
We're not saying that he didn't beat cancer if he had it. We're just saying we're not surprised if WWE
I wouldn't put it past WWE.
Yeah. We wouldn't be surprised if WWE used it just for a storyline, or just to hype up somebody or whatever. Because, I mean, look what everything else they've done in the WWE. They use people's death for freaking stories and whatnot. Like, how are you going to do that, man? That's why I was saying I wouldn't be surprised if they had that Bret Hart attack be an actual like thing that they set up just for some kind of story in the future or whatever. I mean, look who saved him. You know what I mean, that's why I brought it up last time. And I don't know if you can believe it at this point of what I was saying about that Bret Hart attack thing.
Okay,
it's there. Everything's there, man.
Okay, so I don't. This is one of the reasons I didn't even want to say that. You know, I think that, or that I believe that it is a work, because, and I did say I'm this close to believing. Let me go back. I just did a little bit of looking up. Treatment usually takes 4 to 6 weeks for leukemia. That's how long the treatments take. Yeah. So
how much of that treatment is successful though?
Well, that's not the point. You know, if we're going with what they said and we're believing them, then that's the proper time frame for the treatment. And if the recovery, you know, was confirmed, then I guess it could happen that fast if you've got that much money and doctors to monitor it and give you results right away. You know, if you were the average person, you might not know for, you know, 3 weeks while they do the tests.
Yeah.
But, you know,
exactly.
Roman Reigns could obviously make some things go along a little faster, speed the process along, get the most advanced, up-to-date medicine. So, let me backtrack what I said. It's probably reasonable to believe that Roman Reigns did, in fact, have leukemia. But I wouldn't put it past WWE to fake something like that just to get some ratings, or to try to get somebody over that they really want to push, because they've been trying everything they could in the world to get Roman Reigns over, and hey, here's a, you know, golden goose falling in their lap. So, what do you think about all this? You've been kind of quiet so far. Must be playing Fortnite.
No, I'm just listening.
I'm thinking.
Sure. Playing Fortnite.
I agree. It's definitely a possibility, but I choose to believe that it's not. I choose to believe what they're telling us in this situation.
I do too. But it's, you know, the mishandling recently leaves a lot of doubts in my mind about how WWE is handling this thing.
Of course.
I think Mr. McMahon's going senile or something. He's just there's some crazy decision making going on here, and they need to right the ship quick because I think this bitch is sinking. They've got so much to worry about right now. You would think AEW shouldn't be a problem.
I think
but
that,
with
that
WWE
because
keeps...
they have a lot of shit to worry about, and it's just like getting on their show, like it's becoming heavy to handle. I feel like people.
I think maybe it'll get better.
Shit in their pants.
I think it's gonna get better when AEW finally comes out with their first show.
Yeah, they'll probably.
And then WWE will know how to. Well, no, they might not shrug it off, but they'll know how to react. Because right now, they're reacting to nothing. They're reacting to people getting signed and, you know, rumors of their people quitting and stuff like that.
That's actually one thing that they, well, of course, I had to, of course, well, I was going to, like, save it up for, like, the whole rumors, but this is kind of, like, a little bit of, like, side note about the whole WWE, you know, like, getting scared of, like, a little bit of AEW. They kind of denied Luke Harper's release. So does that now kind of mean that WWE is like, you know, well, they're kind of like
they're denying everybody's release these days. You see that? You'd be lucky to
TJP,
be released.
They didn't. Hideo Itami didn't.
Okay, they're not scared to lose somebody that's not active anymore.
But
Hideo Itami is like a magnet for injuries. Nobody probably wants to sign that guy. Unless they're just trying to...
They release all the people.
What are you trying to sign a contract to pay medical bills?
Ty Dillinger, well, I don't know how to feel about Ty Dillinger because, like, Ty Dillinger... he is kind of like in a relationship with Peyton Royce.
If Ty Dillinger goes to AEW, I will watch AEW religiously.
Even if they bury Ty Dillinger?
No, I don't think that.
Because everywhere you go, somebody's got to get buried. Somebody has to take the pinfalls. It's never going to be fair. People are always going to be treated worse. You think Ty Dillinger will...
He's going to be the next. He's going to be the next Cody Rhodes.
Well, look at freaking Dust. Oh, no. Okay, I was about to... I almost nearly said Dusty Rhodes.
Though. So
yeah,
we didn't even get through a first match.
I haven't gotten to the matches because I really wanted to touch on these.
Opening scene.
We're not even covering that. We're not covering the opening scene.
Whoa. Hang on a second. We have to cover the freaking Universal Champion here.
No, we don't.
Yo,
if it wasn't good, and all it did was reinforce the stuff Mr. McMahon said right before, it was just him with a whole bunch of people in the ring. It was a promo. It didn't matter.
Yeah, would Brock?
It wasn't good.
Would Brock actually freaking do that? Nope. So well, we're gonna have to cover it, and also freaking Sevron's
we just covered
already
it. We just covered it, and now we're done. That's fine.
I'll just say this right now.
No, Brock deserves to lose at WrestleMania.
Brock Lesnar promos are much more better.
Oh yeah,
better.
Yeah, tell me another freaking bedtime story because I'm already starting to get sick of Brock Lesnar, and also Seth did not cheat. He played smart, thank you. So, yeah.
He cheated. Anyway,
no, he didn't. Straight.
Let's move on.
Straight. I'll give you that.
Yeah, we're gonna move on to the first of the three.
The first match that was interesting.
No, we're moving on to what she.
We're moving on to AJ versus Rey Mysterio versus Samoa Joe, the first of the three, or the first of the two triple threat matches. This was. I wasn't expecting the triple threat matches to be interesting or good in any way, shape, or form, even with the people involved in them. But I was pleasantly surprised with the AJ Ray Samoa match. It was much more better than I thought it was going to be. There was a lot of excitement. It told a good in-ring story. It did everything it needed to do. It made Samoa Joe still look like a badass. It made Rey Mysterio still look like his usual old self. And it gave AJ Styles the spotlight, which is what they needed to do with him being the new guy to come over. Pretty much the #1 draft pick. So props on a good match in a bad situation. I think they made the best of a bad situation and put on a really good match to make up for the crappy, uncreative booking.
Sounds cool, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. So the next thing is another example of WWE being stupid. The Iconics just continue to be buried. I get that they're a heel tag. I get that they're a heel tag team. I get that they're supposed to be not as good competitors as everybody else, but they're not supposed to lose every time. If you're the champion and all you're doing is losing, you are tarnishing the belt that you are wearing, and it is making that belt
This
worthless.
is straight WWE's fault. I'm sorry. This is straight WWE's fault.
WWE's fault.
Fuck WWE. And the assholes.
Well, the women's tag team titles have been defended, what, one time? In total?
Twice, I think. The Sasha and Bayley defended it successfully the first time, and they lost it to the Iconics the second time.
That's what I'm saying. So it's been defended once.
Well, it's been defended twice. It's been successfully defended once.
It's been...
Well, you know what I meant. So I meant successfully.
I was just making sure. We got to clarify these things.
Successfully.
Successfully, yeah.
Because if you lost and you didn't defend it.
Wait, hang on.
But I know, I got what you're saying.
And this also actually brings up like another fact about the women's tag titles. So you know how the Iconics are the tag team champions at the moment. So Bayley and Sasha Banks, they freaking lose, and then Sasha Banks does all this stuff. Really?
Well, she's throwing a kind of an understandable temper tantrum. I mean, I understand her reasoning for it. Do I think she's taking the best route or doing it the best way? No.
What's the main reason, though? Why she's throwing this temper tantrum?
Because, 1, they lost to the Iconics. 2, they split up Sasha and Bayley. And 3, probably because she's not the champ right now.
And you know what? This was all made at the last decision at WrestleMania. That's what really pissed her off.
Yeah.
Yep.
They decided
it was
last
decision calls that were made.
Well, I agree with the decision. I might not agree with it being last minute. I definitely don't agree with it being last minute. It should have been. They should have known that was going to be the result the whole time.
Nope. It was last minute.
The reason why she was like, so pissed off.
Before the match started, before they even had their match, like there was a match going on before theirs. Vince McMahon came up to both of them and said, "You guys are dropping the title. You guys are splitting up, and that's what's gonna happen next."
Yep.
And then that's when she got pissed off, and she basically almost wanted to leave WrestleMania.
Yep. Straight away.
Well, she would have got her ass. She would have got sued to hell and back, and if she would have left WrestleMania.
I know she would have.
That's breach of contract.
She was on edge of doing that.
Yeah,
she would have single-handedly destroyed her career. Either destroyed her career or made her the most famous independent wrestler there was.
She asked for a release.
So it's like, literally, I don't even know what's fucking going on with Sasha Banks. Apparently,
that's what's going on.
You just told us.
Shit like that.
I agree. I don't think she's handling it the right way.
She's not, I understand how that can
completely
piss
understandable.
Off.
I would be pretty pissed too. I can't say I wouldn't react the same. So
how would you react to it though?
I usually tend to try to calm down and think things through before I act irrationally. I try to, but I didn't used to. You know, 10 years ago, I'd have, you know, take this job and shut. Well, it's a lot of money. I don't know that I could just walk away from that good of a paycheck. I'm sorry, you know, when you go, I can't. She's Snoop Dogg's cousin. She ain't never been broke. You know, when you need money, it's kind of hard to let it go. Like, I want to quit my job all the time. Or just, you know, step down and take an easier position just so I don't have to deal with it. But then I'm like, shit, I got these fucking bills. You know, so that's how it goes, you know. Want to get rich, but you don't want to go to work.
Yep.
That's
yeah,
true.
I feel like
The next thing we'll touch on, and we'll move on from the Iconics and their burial. The Miz, Drew McIntyre, and Baron Corbin match. I was really surprised and very glad to see Baron Corbin catching a clean, well, it was a clean win, sneaky, but clean. And I think that's good things for WWE, that they're sticking with Baron Corbin, because he is a legitimate good heel. You've got to have somebody to hate. For you to love somebody, you've got to have somebody good to hate right next to him. And Baron Corbin is somebody that is legitimately easy to hate. He's not loved to hate, but he's easy to hate. So
A lot of people hate him. That's a good thing.
yeah, I completely agree with this decision to book Baron Corbin over both Drew McIntyre and The Miz. Makes sense to me. I get it. If you disagree, feel free.
Well. Here's what I was talking about before. I was saying that, you know, he's such a great heel that people hate him so much. But the thing is, people hate him so much that they don't realize how good of a heel he is.
They don't realize they hate him so much because he's a good heel. They think they hate him so much because he ain't got no talent, or he's boring, or his mic skills suck. None of this is true. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have to do anything.
Yes, he does, because the suit just doesn't... he's no longer freaking the constable.
The fact that you hate the suit makes me believe he needs to keep the suit.
That's the thing right there.
No, he doesn't, because...
Whatever you hate about Baron Corbin, WWE is probably like, write that down.
If I ask every single freaking person, do they like the suit of Baron Corbin, everyone will probably say no.
WWE watches this podcast, but they only listen to you.
I'm sorry, man. And don't worry about that. Okay, so yeah.
That's why he still has it.
Wait, hang on.
Because he's living. He still thinks he's that kind of a guy. We all know he ain't, but you hate the fact that he thinks he's all that, and you know he whatnot. But you're getting so mad because he's doing what he's supposed to do, is be a heel, and you hate that. You fall into it. You fall too deep into hating him.
Wait, hang on.
That you don't realize.
The bad thing, in my opinion, is I think that he's so good at being this type of heel that those type of heels usually don't get much final success. So while he may be in a whole lot of rivalries, I don't think he's going to hold any major belts except for short periods of time to draw a whole lot of heat. He'll win some belts maybe once or twice in a really shitty way, and he'll throw it in everyone's faces, and everyone will hate him even more. WWE should try way less to generate babyface and try more to generate heels, because if you've got enough heels, the babyface is just you don't even have to do anything. You put anybody in the ring against somebody that everybody hates, and they start getting a spark of, you know, showing that they're about to do something, and the crowd will go fucking nuts. It doesn't matter who it is. They start beating up that heel that everyone hates, and you've got your baby face. They will even start liking Roman. Well, maybe not Roman.
Yeah, Roman. Yeah.
So moving on.
So,
go ahead.
what do you think
Saul's
about
got
this?
something.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
I wasn't prepared.
Can I say something about Roman real quick, just real short?
Go.
Why did he Superman punch Vince McMahon? Why?
You know why? A, he deserved it. B, because Vince McMahon is a prick. He's a damn prick.
You know why they punched him? You want to know why?
Because of the fucking bad decisions he was making.
It's the most desperate attempt to get the crowd to cheer for Roman I've ever seen.
Exactly. Because you know the last time that he punched him, what happened? They cheered for him. The last time
They're
they
like,
punched
yay!
him.
It was just so uncalled for.
Yeah, we finally got a pop.
It was so unnecessary. It was like...
Excuse me, yo, it was full necessary. Thank you. Full necessary.
See, look, it worked, Saul.
They trying so hard though. That's the thing.
It didn't work on us, Saul, but it worked on the overwhelming fan base.
No, I get that it worked. I'm being sarcastic. I'm just saying though, it was just so
I know you're being sarcastic, but here's the thing. Like, when I seen it happen, I'm like, oh, they're doing this again. Just so they can get a chink and pop off. I'm like, okay, sure.
But I didn't react like that. I wasn't like, oh, cool, he Superman punched Vince. Yeah, I was like, what a dick. Like, Vince didn't even do anything wrong. Like, he was just standing there. Like, they could have played it out better. Like, Vince could have, like, said something slick.
Vince has done a lot of things recently.
He could have done something to deserve it.
Vince has done a lot of things wrong with the WWE.
Yeah, but they didn't bring any of that up in that moment. He just randomly punched him. There was no reason. True. It was just out of the blue.
Yo, he attacked Elias and then Vince, and then after he was done with Vince, and he went back to Elias. So it's like, yeah. But Elias kind of actually also deserved it also for like all the shit he was talking about, Roman. Yeah.
See? That's how it works.
Wow.
Yeah, and then all the stuff we're going to be getting Money in the Bank.
Wow.
We'll talk about that later.
Wow, Ben.
Really,
Sorry.
Ben? Really, Ben?
So now we get a Roman Reigns Shane McMahon rivalry. Wow. Oh, great.
No. No, now we're actually going to get a freaking Roman versus Elias match at Money in the Bank.
With Shane heavily involved.
Sorry for spoilers, but
Another Roman Reigns match I can fast forward through. Thank you, WWE.
Yes.
So,
just like a fast forward Roman and Drew.
On the predictability scale, do you think we get Roman Reigns versus Elias with Shane as special guest referee? Or
no. Ow!
I think that's the most predictable route for them to go, and watch that be what happens.
Why add Shane to it? Why add Shane?
Because he wants to screw Roman over for punching his dad for no reason.
And he's
why
the
don't
McMahon.
You just make freaking Vince McMahon the guest referee for that match? Yeah, why not make freaking Vince McMahon the ref? That'd be fun.
Because you make Shane the ref. Because Shane has to be involved.
Yeah, I remember the last time that Vince was ever referee for Roman's match, he got Superman punched.
Somehow Roman's gonna win the match, inevitably.
Yeah, the referee gets knocked out or whatever, or it's a convenient excuse for Roman to lose and gain more babyfaceness. So the next thing we'll touch on is that Sami Zayn is still killing it. He hasn't even had a match since he's been. Well, yeah, he did have a match and he lost, but still, one of the most interesting and best parts of WWE going on right now is Sami Zayn, and they need to capitalize on this badly. They need to hit the ground running with Sami Zayn and don't look back. Don't fuck it up. Y'all are fucking everything up. Don't change his name. Don't do some stupid shit.
Don't change his name to just Sammy.
Yeah, don't go pull a freaking Lashley versus Sami Zayn feud.
Just Sammy.
Yeah, just Zayn.
No, they would change his name. No, they'll do something stupid.
They'd
change it to something stupid like Sami in Zayn.
Yeah, I was gonna say it has to be something stupid. Insane in the Sami Zayn brain.
Sane.
Sane. And
oh my god.
Don't ruin this, WWE. You've got a few diamonds in your hand, and you're just holding them over the toilet. I can see it. You're just holding them there, just ready to drop them in flush. Don't do it. Don't do it, WWE.
Yeah, remember the last time that Sami Zayn was a heel, and remember the first person he faced, Bobby Lashley. How was that feud went? Yeah.
The only thing the whole time we talked about that, all we could say was that the only thing keeping this together is Sami Zayn, and the only thing we did was complain about how they were ruining the gold that they had in their hand with Sami Zayn. And I remember vividly the sisters and the dressing up and the guys coming out and cross-dressing.
It was something you can remember, though, right?
They did something memorable, and it was shit. It was garbage.
Exactly.
And Sami Zayn was the only thing that made it mildly entertaining. And so.
But you remembered it vividly.
He deserved.
Yeah, I remember that so well. It was just the most pointless rivalry ever.
He deserves the Universal title just for carrying out that bullshit.
Who?
When he comes
Sami
out the
Zayn?
ring,
yeah.
When he comes out the entrance, man, it's so hilarious. He does it extra. Like, nah, no more of that fucking shit he did before, hopping in hopscotch. And this time he acts like he's legit drunk as fuck. Just like he's stumbling out of a pub or something. Just this dude is acting extra. I swear he's on some fucking DMT or something.
When he made his return, do you think that he actually fell, like, not intentionally?
Yeah, he did actually fall.
I think he did actually fall. And then he played it off and it just made it great.
I swear he's on some DMT when he comes out to that ring, man. He's on some DMT, bro.
Yeah.
So the next thing we'll touch on is Ricochet lost to Robert Roode.
Oh, yeah?
Wow, we didn't even talk about Cedric Alexander versus Cesaro. Okay.
No, we're leaving that. Yep, screw that match. Ricochet lost to Robert
Cesaro
Roode.
beat Alexander.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Ricochet lost to Robert Roode. This is the thing it's definitely more important than Cedric who? I forgot. And whoever he fought. Ricochet lost.
He faced Cedric
to Robert Roode.
Oh my god. Okay.
I can't get this decision making out of my head. How the fuck do you do this? This is like
Ricochet, one of the most athletic, most exciting superstars in the company, loses to a guy who looks like a racist cop. It's bullshit.
Yo, he looks like frickin' Rick Rude in the frickin' 2000s.
And Rick Rude looked like a racist cop.
He's a fake Rick Rude. He's a carbon copy, a knockoff.
It's even got the name, and now you're doing the exact same look as him.
Hang on. Yeah, I will say though, the sheep, Robert Roode was actually Bobby Roode's name in TNA.
Okay, I care why.
Oh yeah, you care why? Okay.
And it's another one of the name change. Why?
I've said it once, I'll say it again. The only time
they went from
the only time this Rude guy was relevant to
Roode.
me was in Beer Money in TNA. It's the only time he's ever been any worth of anything, in my opinion, was in that tag team.
Yeah, his
America's Most Wanted.
Well, but in my mind, that leads me to believe that he could potentially do something else that was just as good, right?
Potentially, yes.
So, I mean, there's that potential there for you. I haven't seen any of that. I didn't see I've never really been a fan of TNA, so I never really watched that. I never had access to it, actually, to be honest. It wasn't on our, quote-unquote cable packages and stuff.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I used to watch TNA back in the day, but then I just gave it up after. Just yeah, just because it's just got like
a very, very large portion of my life, I went with like the channels that came on an antenna.
TNA was legitimately very good at one point. It was it got way better than the WWE for a long time. But now it's bullshit. Now it's a shit show. But it used to be much more better.
So
yeah, well, impact on Twitch is like.
I just don't want to dwell on it anymore. So we'll move on to the Ricochet losing. It just baffles me, and it's another reason why I'm just almost like at my wit's end.
It's good
with
storytelling.
WWE.
To me, that's good storytelling. A Ricochet losing to the new and improved Robert Roode, aka the Rick Rude ripoff.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing new or improved about it. All he did was change his name.
Yeah.
Are we gonna talk about
War
Raiders?
No. We're gonna move on to the best thing to happen in WWE all week. Firefly Funhouse.
Yes.
Oh
my fucking god.
This is like another one of those things, you know, WWE's either gonna do something great or they're gonna just fuck it up. Because
I can see them fucking it up.
They're gonna fuck it up. They're already starting. They started Tuesday. Monday they air the best Bray Wyatt segment ever. And then Tuesday they run it again.
The same one?
Wow.
The exact same one.
Because they act like nobody on Monday saw it.
I don't care. It could have been. It could have been a little bit different, you know, just to make the SmackDown crowd feel like they saw something that the Raw crowd didn't. They could have just had the same thing, but like with a few different little tweaks here and there, a different setup or a different, you know, punchline or a different joke here, just something to make it uniquely. It wouldn't have taken more than an extra 30 minutes to film and to edit. Together, and to have two separate, distinct, you know, trailers. They could have very easily done this. It feels so lazy that they're just like, well, just run it again. I get what you're saying, that they're acting like Monday night, that the Tuesday night crowd never saw that, but that's stupid. That's to act like wrestling fans only watch the wrestling matches that they attend.
Yeah, but look how many times they rerun shit anyways.
I don't feel that way exactly, because like 40% of the shows are replay anyways, so it doesn't make a difference to me. I feel like if they tweaked it, just changed a few things, it would have been corny and it would have been obvious.
Oh, well, maybe.
Yeah, it had to be
I think they could have done a completely different one.
Completely different.
Well, they should have gone with a completely different one. Fine, but I watched SmackDown thinking, oh shit, what are they gonna? Is Bray Wyatt gonna do another, you know, one of those things or something like that? Or they could have just left it off of SmackDown completely and not got my hopes up.
Yeah, they should have.
Because when it came on, I was like, oh shit, here it comes, and I was paying so much attention. And it started the same way, and I was like, oh, this must be just how he does his intro. And then it was the exact same, and I was like, oh. And
especially when you watch it on Raw, and he says, he ends it with, I'll see you next week, and then the next night you see the same thing played again. You're just like, well, it takes like the value away from it.
Yeah.
True.
And one thing that I will say is that, did anybody not see a lot of Bo Dallas in Bray Wyatt's new character?
Yeah, well,
yeah,
they are brothers, so.
The cheerful and goofiness, yeah. Of course.
I know that they're brothers, but I'm saying that the similarities were, you could see a lot more of their, how they look alike, especially with Bray's new hairstyle and facial hairstyle. The similarities are a lot more noticeable, and the characteristics that he's putting on were very much, it seems like a character written for Bo Dallas instead of Bray Wyatt, but Bray Wyatt's the one that ended up with it. It's completely out of character. Hopefully getting ready to back up Bray Wyatt in this endeavor. He could be the little goofy sidekick. Or, you know, just you know, because all those shows have other characters and stuff. He could be one of those, or, you know, just his brother. He could be his brother again. Doesn't matter.
How long
But
do you
I
think
really want to
this is
see
gonna last?
Bo Dallas involved in this because I think it could shine. It could give him a chance to finally get a little bit more than just, you know, B team status.
I think it'd be the most, you know, funnest comedic get since the Fashion Files.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And very interesting and different. Like this dark children's show almost. Like this Mr. Rogers with like this sense of dread behind it. And there were always like these little moments where it looked like more was going on than, you know, was actually going. There were these moments where it was like you could see evil there, still in there. You know, it was like it's you're not doing a very good job of concealing this evil Bray Wyatt. There's like this part where it was like there's this dark shadow or something like that. It either was like that or like this weird visual effect that they did that seemed like there was like this evil light lurking behind him or something like that. I thought that was really interesting and very creative storytelling for once, which is not something we get from WWE very often. So I really want to know where this came from, like who came up with this, and you know, was it Bray Wyatt?
Bray Wyatt himself.
Was it, you know, create a combination of Bray? Was it Bo? You know, did Bo come to him and be like, "Hey man, what if you know, acted like me?" you know, or something like that? You know, just something completely out of.
Well, I don't think that this gimmick's gonna be like coming towards like pro like anywhere, because apparently WWE is getting pressured from their sponsors for the gimmick to, you know, to be, you know, gone. Yeah, apparently WWE is getting pressured about the gimmick.
Okay, what were you saying, Saul?
Well, I'll let Saul finish.
I love this. I think it's creative and funny. Like I said before, my issue is that every time that they do something creative and fun, it's only one thing. It's one thing at a time, and it's like once every 3 months, and it only lasts for a very short amount of time. And it's like everything else that on the show around you is just a bunch of filler and a bunch of nonsense, and it's just not fun.
You call it filler.
You know what I mean? It's like only one good rivalry, only one good story happens at a time. I remember growing up watching wrestling, and like every minute of the show, every minute you were on the edge of your seat, like what's gonna happen? What's DX gonna come out and say? What's the Undertaker gonna do? What's Stone Cold gonna do? You know, you're constantly on the edge of your seat, waiting for the next moment. And now it's like you watch a 2-hour, 3-hour show just to look forward to one segment, to one person, to one thing. Under pressure. And it just takes so long, and it's like the rest of the show is so boring. Like, the story writing and creativity is so bad right now. It's really almost non-existent.
It's really
well, I think that there will be some other people involved in the Firefly Funhouse thing. I think that WWE was, like Ben said, they had some pressure from the shareholders who were like, hey, you know, this is like a cult for children type thing, and we don't know if that sits well with something that a lot of children are actually watching. So we're not so sure about how we want this to go, but WWE apparently doubled down because they were thinking of pulling it from SmackDown. So they put it on SmackDown, but apparently they had a backup plan in the works, and their backup plan in case this Firefly Funhouse wasn't received well was going to be making a new stable, and Bray Wyatt leading a new group of people, and that group was supposedly going to consist of Lars Sullivan, Eric Young, and Nikki Cross.
We'll see here. That's the problem, I think, with the WWE right now, is that the world has become so sensitive and easily offended that you have to watch every move that you make. Because you do one little segment on the show and you just offended hundreds of thousands of people, and you got people knocking on your door with lawsuits and bashing you on social media and making up things just like during the, you can't even have a 4-week storyline of Kofi Kingston continually having to fight for a shot at the WWE title without Twitter blowing up calling Vince McMahon a racist. YouTube videos coming out claiming Vince McMahon is a racist. Like, they can't even run a storyline without being dragged through the mud these days. It's just, you can't be creative.
Well, that's because now the marks
pressure.
can be on YouTube too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just like you were just saying, you can't have a fun little creative segment with Bray Wyatt impersonating a, kids talk show host or whatever you want to call it, and acting a little crazy, because then they're like, well, children are gonna watch this. So they're not watching Nickelodeon. They're not watching a child's TV program.
How do you know they're not watching Nickelodeon?
Yeah.
Because it's the WWE. I'm talking about the segment on WWE. They're watching USA. I mean, if you're a certain age and you're not old enough to watch the WWE, that is your parent or guardian's responsibility to supervise you and make that judgment call of whether you're allowed to watch it or not. If it's out of line and you shouldn't be watching it, that's for your parent/guardian to deal with, not the WWE.
Completely agree with you, Saul. Tell them parents to get their shit together, and shareholders need to nut up.
Tell the parents to get off their asses and watch their kids so we can watch some entertaining wrestling.
Yeah,
fucker. The problem is they're throwing WWE on the TV, telling their kid go in there, go watch that, so they can go do whatever they want to do, and then their kids come in there. Bray Wyatt's acting creepy on a kids show, and then they're writing emails and they're pissed off. Well, you let them watch it.
Yeah, WWE is so scared of offending people that at the same time they're willing to let's say put on a pay-per-view right after a journalist is killed in a hostile foreign nation.
Exactly.
That doesn't offend anyone, does it?
No.
I don't think anyone was offended by WWE's decision to do that. But they're worried. They're worried about evil Mr. Rogers.
What was it? What?
WWE is so worried about offending people, but they'll put on a crown jewel right after a journalist is killed in a hostile foreign nation. I'm not contradicting what you're saying. I'm just saying that they're so hypocritical, even with their own.
No, I know what you're saying.
They're complete hypocrites.
Offending someone is different if you're gonna get tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So
let's just say, okay, tens of millions of dollars, WWE. You'll get tens of millions of dollars if you run with the Firefly Funhouse and you do it right and don't be afraid to do stuff. You make it work right, I'll buy a shirt. Guys, I'm sure you would buy a shirt. I mean, there's shirts right there. You're making money. I'm somebody that never buys WWE shirts. I'd buy one of those probably. That's proof of concept right there.
Is it blank?
I won't buy a blank shirt.
Yes, yeah, it is a blank shirt. It is a blank shirt. So. Bray Wyatt's new shirts, guys, are actually blank. That's all they are.
Is it actually on the WWE shop bin, or is it just a tweet?
Everything's real in Ben's eyes, okay? Leave the man alone.
No, hang on.
No.
Yo, if I look on WWE.com and this shirt appears, it'd be like, yeah, I already know.
It's not.
It is
it's
a tweet.
not on the WWE shop. It's not.
Wait,
I'm on it
hang
right
on.
now.
Yo, this came from Bray Wyatt.
His Twitter. It's a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
Okay.
It is literally a joke.
How's it a joke? How the fuck is that a joke?
Because it's not on the WWE shop.
Well, he said like new shirt designs. Yeah.
It's just a joke. It's called sarcasm, man.
You are.
Ow! My head.
I just think that they need to not. I'm not gonna sit here and say they need to do the Attitude Era again. I'm not gonna be that naive, but they need fun segments like they had during that era. We don't get any kind of fun promo skit segments. Nothing. It's just a bunch of random matches. It's a bunch of triple threat matches for who's gonna face this guy, and a battle royale for who's gonna face this guy, and there's no real storylines to the rivalries. It's just like, it's like, oh, you looked at me wrong. Let's have a match right now. Okay. Well, oh, I won. No, okay. Like, there's no emotion to any of these rivalries. There's nothing that makes you tell yourself, I cannot wait until next Monday so I can see what happens between these two. When's the last time you felt that way? When's the last time you were literally like, damn, it's only Wednesday, it's only Thursday, it's only Friday, I can't wait until Monday. Like, I don't feel that way anymore. It's just, I throw it on while I'm playing a video game or I'm cleaning my house and let it run.
Yeah, I know.
I barely even watch it anymore. Like, I can't sit and watch it for like 3 hours straight. I can't. It doesn't hold my attention. Like, we need fun stuff like, you know, Kurt Angle should have came out with a milk truck at WrestleMania and poured down Baron Corbin with the milk. Huge nostalgia pop from the Attitude Era.
That would have been nostalgia that I would have agreed with.
Exactly.
Why not?
That would have been fun.
Sense.
Why did you not do it? Like, it's just simple stuff that I asked for. You know what I mean? Like,
it's like, no, that's good. Reminds you of WWE.
Like, come on.
It's the simple stuff, man. That's all he asks for, is the simple stuff.
So yeah, Firefly Funhouse, don't fuck it up.
Pretty dope. Don't fuck it up, please. Come on, man. Come on.
Alright, so Styles defeated Baron Corbin as expected. I kind of halfway thought maybe WWE would.
I'm not happy about that.
I kind of think.
I want Baron Corbin.
Because Styles deserves this win. Corbin needs to just go away.
I'm gonna mute you.
That's all he needs to do. Oh yeah, well, yeah.
Wait,
well, guess what?
Just listen.
Yeah. Well, I'm eating. Okay, I'm eating.
Stop interrupting. Let the man talk. Don't just jump in. No. Let him say what he's got to say, and then say
why
no.
Why is he not happy then? Okay, yeah. Why is he not happy then?
Jesus. Go ahead.
Man, I just want Baron Corbin to be Universal Champion. I think it'll be amazing. And it'll get a lot of people pissed off. And I love that.
Ben, hush.
Like Ben, for instance. You see how he's acting?
Can I also just say something, right?
Go ahead, Ben.
Because we know Baron Corbin when it comes to big major accomplishments. Remember, right? When he was Mr. Money in the Bank, yeah, what happened? Yeah, he lost it to Jinder Mahal.
I know.
Of all freaking people, Jinder Mahal. But that was thanks to John Cena. Thank God he actually lost his Money in the Bank briefcase. I don't see a potential run.
I think that Seth Rollins and AJ Styles have a really good match at Money in the Bank, but I also think that I think that Baron Corbin will win the Money in the Bank match again, and I think he'll cash in successfully against Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank.
Okay. That's where the problem is.
I'm not even trying to piss Ben off. I really think this. I really think that Baron Corbin's in line for a title run. He's been working his ass off for years. I think it's his moment. And what better way than, everyone throws in his face that he lost the cash in the first time. What better way than allowing him to redeem himself, and what better person to redeem himself against than Seth Rollins?
Not yet. Becky Lynch wasn't in the Royal Rumble.
Can I also say something?
What's up, baby man? Welcome to the stream.
Why do I literally see Brock's name written all over this Money in the Bank briefcase match? Why do I just see Lesnar's name? Lesnar. Why do I just see Lesnar's name getting involved in this? I just see him
There's
like.
no way.
No, Ben. Just.
There's no way that Brock Lesnar performs in a ladder.
I don't know.
Money in the Bank
I don't know,
match. It's not gonna happen.
But okay.
And they have not even announced.
I've just got a funny feeling. I've just got a funny feeling that Lesnar might show up, win the briefcase, then cash in. That's all I could potentially just see.
The men's has been revealed, actually.
And also the women's.
Where? I don't see that anywhere.
And the women's have actually well, they've been leaked. Stupid WWE. They always leak stuff. It's like when there's like something like good was trying to happen, they leak it. It's like, what the fuck?
Right now, the men are Drew McIntyre, Cesaro, Rey Mysterio, Ricochet, Aleister Black, Andrade, and Lars Sullivan.
For what? What is this for?
Money in the Bank.
The Money in the Bank for men's. And also, Alexa Bliss is supposed to be actually announcing that on Raw this week. So, yeah.
But these things change last minute like anything else. WWE will hear this podcast and be like, oh, Baron Corbin, yeah, let's do that. So.
But I'm not seeing that confirmed anywhere. I'm seeing that under rumors. I don't see any confirmed.
Well, I am seeing a very WWE. Yeah, they ran a picture. It's even got the Papa John's logo at the bottom from like the advertisement thing. It's got a picture of all of them. I can post it. And it's it says ladder match and it's got all the graphics and stuff like that. So I mean, I kind of believe it. But yeah, it's posted. So next up, we'll move on to the little SmackDown section. We already pretty much covered Shane McMahon, Elias, and Roman Reigns, and how that's probably going to be the main part of the feud. Shane McMahon kind of leading Elias to do his bidding or whatever.
But yeah,
I think it's it's a waste of good talent and on both sides. They could do something a lot better than this. I don't think it's very creative at all. So, not looking good for Roman's future right now, as far as them doing the right thing with him.
Elias's future, on the other hand, could be good night. Yeah, Elias's win record could just be gone now, thanks to Roman at Money in the Bank.
Sure.
What else?
Yep.
Oh, we also have. Damn it.
So next we're gonna move on to Finn Balor versus Andrade. A better match than the first one that they had for sure. I actually pretty much enjoyed watching this whole thing. I think that Finn Balor is definitely gonna be the one that comes out on top here, but I think Andrade will definitely have more than his fair share of opportunities to shine, and we'll see how it goes, but I think it could be a pretty good rivalry, and probably maybe a Money in the Bank match. No, Andrade's in the Money in the Bank ladder match, so probably not going to be a Money in the Bank match, but could be an interesting rivalry leading forward. And again, the Iconics suffered a loss on SmackDown. So twice in 1 week, the Iconics get buried. Not happy about that.
I'm not.
This was a pretty crappy SmackDown, I'll be honest, which is surprising.
I didn't even finish it. I have like half an hour left.
The only good part was, and this might be a spoiler for you, Saul, was when Big O turned on the New Day.
That was predictable as hell. I already knew.
It's Kevin Owens.
Yeah, it was very predictable. My main gripe is that I feel like it was way too soon. They should have milked the shit out of it. The fans were eating it up. This should have been at This should have happened at Money in the Bank, and it could have cost Kofi the championship and then given them a legitimate way to take it from him without him looking bad. and maybe having a way to get it back. I think that would have been a really interesting way to go about it, would be to have Kevin Owens screw Kofi out of the title at Money.
Whoa. Who's screwing who now?
He's screwing who? Let's just
I'm saying that
so...
Kevin Owens, like, okay, you would have Kofi Kingston versus somebody else at Money in the Bank. And Kevin Owens would turn on Kofi at Money in the Bank and cost him the belt to whoever he was wrestling. And then Kevin Owens would try to fight that guy. But it would eventually turn into a triple threat match at SummerSlam with Kofi Kingston, Kevin Owens, and whoever that third man was. Daniel Bryan, or whoever. But Daniel Bryan's, got injured, so it wouldn't be him.
Yeah, at WrestleMania got injured. Okay, have we talked about the Charlotte versus Becky thing yet?
No, and we're not going to.
Because I just don't really... Why the fuck is Charlotte Flair getting another title opportunity?
Because she's Charlotte fucking Flair, my dude.
But I... Okay.
Game. She runs the fucking game.
She's won. She's literally
the best. She's the best in the game.
No, she's not. She's not the fucking best. She's just the worst.
I bet you $500 she could beat you up.
Fucking wrestling on fucking. Oh my god. No one wants
I bet
to
Charlotte
see
Flair could beat you up,
in
man.
another freaking title match. Becky Lynch actually has.
Charlotte Flair could probably beat
two freaking big matches at the pay-per-view at Money in the Bank. He's got.
I think she would have the best shot of defending.
I just called her. Yeah, I just called Becky Lynch a he for some reason. Whoops.
Well, she does call herself the man, so.
Of course. So
Charlotte's
the man
the best
has...
woman in the company. What is your problem? What is it?
Why
does it matter? You want a good match between
Charlotte Flair is the best in-ring performer in the WWE as far as women's wrestling.
Who do you want Becky to defend the title?
We've had this argument. Charlotte's the better wrestler. Becky's the better character.
Hang on. Becky Lynch, she's
a better character, but she's not a better wrestler.
For the Raw Women's Championship.
This is kayfabe, Ben.
Yeah, and now she's facing
kayfabe. Take yourself out of your imagination.
They're giving someone new an opportunity at the title at Money in the Bank, right?
Okay.
Or did I miss something?
SmackDown Live though. SmackDown Live Women's Championship though. So they had a match between Charlotte and Bayley. Bayley actually put on a fucking good fucking match against Charlotte, but Charlotte of course retains. As always, why couldn't they not give anyone else a SmackDown Live Women's Championship match except for fucking Charlotte Flair? Charlotte Flair needs to just, just retire.
Ben,
from the WWE.
Take yourself.
Go straight home.
Why would
because no one even cares about her anymore.
Take yourself out of the Mark mindset and put yourself into a real world mindset. Not literally. Not literally.
Okay.
Literally
Hear
what?
me out for about 2 seconds, right?
Okay, I'm hearing you out.
Rematch clause, right? They're gone.
And people still get rematches all the time.
Was the fucking SmackDown Live Women's Champion?
She had to earn her rematch.
Raw Women's Championship.
She earned her rematch. She won a match to determine the #1 contender. That's not an instant rematch. She didn't get it right off the bat. She had to earn it. She had to go through Bayley. It's completely legit. It makes sense. And even in kayfabe, you have to agree with that. You're not agreeing with that in kayfabe. It's worse than...
she earned, self-proclaimed...
You're not even being a good Mark.
No. Listen here, she
takes a point.
My god.
Ben, you need to slow down.
Sorry,
your mouth runs faster than your brain thinks sometimes.
The same freaking guy that freaking gives me freaking spoilers at people's streams.
I haven't given you a single spoiler yet.
Oh yes, you have. So, Charlotte Flair, she's earned her opportunity. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna believe that, but.
Then spoilers have to be true to be spoilers, right?
I know, Sheep. I'm not. My brain doesn't work that way. Okay, you gotta understand.
Apparently.
My brain doesn't work that way.
So,
okay.
What way does
Charlotte
it work?
Flair
Because we're trying to figure
gets
that
an
out.
opportunity at the title. You know, there are so many other women that deserve a fucking opportunity at that SmackDown Live Women's Championship.
Oh, Ben,
much more than Charlotte Flair herself. Charlotte Flair can just go after a different title. Wait,
No,
no.
I honestly
Which
think,
one?
You know,
Which different
you guys
title?
remember?
There's
You guys
only-
remember
The
how?
fucking women's tag titles.
You guys
Oh, she
remember
could tag
how
by herself?
Tag titles. Give me
frustrated?
a fucking
Go
beat.
ahead, Soul. Let Soul talk.
You guys remember how frustrated I used to get with the word irrelevant? Just yes or no. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think a word that irritates me even more than that
Literally?
is the word
Yeah.
deserved. Deserved. I hate that word
Hey,
so much.
Yeah.
It's such a
what
shithead
actually happened to that irrelevant
kayfabe
champion anyway?
word. No one deserves anything. Ben,
Okay.
no one
Can I say
deserves
something?
anything. No one deserves anything.
Nope.
Yeah. What
They're
actually
doing
happened
a
to that
job.
irrelevant champion anyway?
They're working.
WrestleMania. What happened to one?
They're clocking in. This is their 9 to 5.
Who's the what's the irrelevant Universal Champion before he
Should
lost
have never
it
said that word.
to a better freaking champion?
He was literally
Yeah,
irrelevant.
because
Brock
I mean,
Lesnar.
listen.
So,
I love no.
You
Let me talk.
speak
Let me talk.
about
I didn't
Let him
talk
talk.
to you first.
Let's all talk.
opportunity
Let's all
for
talk.
Lesnar.
Let's all
That's
talk.
another.
Talk.
Of course, it's like
Let's all
Let me
talk.
talk.
Ben,
Please,
let's all talk.
please.
Ben,
No,
let's all talk. Ben, let's all
Ben.
talk.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'll let you talk.
Listen, and I don't want in any way, shape, or form to sound bitter or like a hater. Okay. Listen, I love Seth Rollins. Like I said, he made Raw important for me to watch alone for like 8 months, if not longer. Just to see Seth Rollins. He was the only thing that was entertaining on Raw for almost an entire year.
That's
Yeah,
true.
he's like
I love
Murga.
Seth
He made
Rollins.
Raw great
He's-
again.
He's great. He's a great in-ring performer. He's a wonderful entertainer. But with that being said, what has been so wonderful about his undisputed title reign so far? What?
Okay, you just said the undisputed title when it is clearly the Universal title.
Universal, undisputed, whatever it's called.
Oh my god.
It's
What
an
has
undisputed
been
title reign, Ben? Get the fucking shit straight.
what is
Okay.
what has been so good about it? It hasn't
You
been
wanna know
that
what-
entertaining.
You want to know what is actually more freaking better? What Lesnar hasn't done
better.
yet. So
Seth Rollins has been coming out and saying the same damn
what's
thing over and
what's going
over
on?
again. What is he doing?
Yeah.
He's not even
Yeah, what's
defending
been
it. What is he
Lesnar been doing on recently? Yeah, what's Lesnar been doing recently?
This is not
You
a
know?
conversation
Well,
between
when
who's
he was
better
Universal Champion,
between
let me
Seth
see,
and Brock.
didn't show up.
His argument is Brock Lesnar.
You want to know something?
I'm
At
not
least
talking about
freaking
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
It
at least
doesn't
freaking
matter.
Seth Rollins
If
did
it's
actually
if it's
freaking
it
deserve
doesn't matter
that
if it's
Universal
better than what Brock
title.
Lesnar was doing. That doesn't matter. That's not the point.
Okay.
What about
He's
Seth
saying what's been
Rollins
great.
is
What's
good?
been good about it? He makes a good
What's
point.
been good?
What's been good so
What's
far?
been entertaining about Seth Rollins' title run? It has nothing to do with Brock Lesnar.
Okay,
It's been
Okay.
like a B so far. Like a B. 85.
Yeah, I agree.
okay. So, you know Seth Rollins, you know
Since we're talking,
everything.
wait.
You know what he's actually done with the freaking
Let's-
Intercontinental title. He has made the Intercontinental.
We're not saying the Intercontinental title. We're
He's
saying the
not
Universal
Universal
title.
Champion right
We're
now.
saying Universal
That's okay.
title.
And now,
Universal
since
title.
he's going to be like, well, you know, also like now the Universal Champion.
We're not talking about the past or the
He's going to
future. We're
make
talking
that
about
title
present
more fucking
title
more
run.
prestigious than
I don't
what it is
care
now
about what
before.
he's going
I'm
to
sorry.
do. I want to know about what has
Yeah, what's he
done
done,
to
right?
make
What's
this
he
current
done?
title run
Except
entertaining.
all challenges. That's all he's done so far, right? Except all challenges.
What
the Lesnar
challenges?
didn't do.
What
What
challenges
challenges?
accepted?
Name a challenge.
Oh,
during this
let me see,
title
right?
reign.
The night after WrestleMania, Kofi Kingston came to Raw, challenged Seth Rollins to a one-on-one match, well, for both titles. And what happens? Yeah, what did Seth say? Yeah, I accept. Yeah, would Lesnar do that? No. So, and Okay,
Oh my
to
God.
be honest,
It's still-
Seth Rollins is the absolute fucking
Okay, no, that's
goat.
good. No, wait. Let
Seth Rollins
me
is the
rebuttal.
fucking goat.
Let me rebuttal.
Let him
before
rebuttal.
you continue.
Let him
me
rebuttal.
Rebound.
Let me rebuttal. The night after WrestleMania, the match between Kofi and Seth Rollins was not a good move.
That was a 5-star.
Listen, it was not a good moment for Seth Rollins' title reign. It was a good moment for Kofi Kingston's title reign. Kofi Kingston's the one that came out and challenged Seth. He gets the credit for that. The writing is in Kofi Kingston's favor
though?
for that moment.
Though? Yeah, who accepted though? And what did he actually prove?
Who in their right mind would have thought that Seth Rollins was going to say no? You're giving him credit for something he was supposed to do.
I'm just saying the writing for that. You would give more of the credit to that situation for Kofi Kingston.
We already know it now. Oh, you wanna know why? Yeah, because my clock actually says that Lesnar's a bad champion.
Who cares if Seth Rollins is going to be a better champion than Brock Lesnar? Is Seth Rollins going to be a better champion than John Cena? Is Seth Rollins going to be a better champion than The Rock?
Yes.
Is Seth Rollins going to be a better champion than Stone Cold?
Yes.
I haven't seen it. Where's the evidence that that's going to happen?
You want to know why, right? Because you want to know why, right?
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Yo, who is his first champion?
What?
Yo, who is his first challenger to the Universal Championship, eh?
Yeah, I'm talking about this, but here's one thing.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
AJ
Styles.
You know Money in the Bank. It's
first challenger.
AJ versus Seth Rollins, right? For the Universal title.
I know.
Do you think they're going to drop the title to AJ?
Yeah, it's after WrestleMania. Don't know what it's after WrestleMania for.
Do you think they're going to drop the title to AJ?
I think so.
I think
I
so
don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to do that.
I think so.
I think so for multiple reasons.
I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to do it.
It's the sole reason why they brought AJ Styles to Raw to begin with. Make him a...
I think
make him a champ, whatever you call it.
The smart move would say to have a clean match, but to have AJ lose. But for them to plan on a... I'm just saying this would be the smart move. You build a long-term rivalry. You have you plan it out to be a really, really good, intense, like the best match these guys have put on. Like they work on it, and they have a lot of surprises and callbacks to old moves, and whatever they need to do to make it exciting. A main event worthy match. They work together. They work it out. 30-minute match. Put on a spectacle. And AJ Styles just comes short. And it's so close, but it makes Seth Rollins look like he did when he had the Intercontinental Champion, but like he's in a little bit of danger and somebody's bringing it to him. And then the next week, he comes out and he calls AJ Styles out and he asks AJ Styles for a rematch. And says he'll put the title. He said he wants to prove himself and he wants to go again. And he says that it was he puts it out that it was so close that even I don't quite understand how I won. So I want I want to make sure, I want this to go down that I'm the definitive champion. And then they drag it out until SummerSlam or something like that, and then AJ Styles gets the win, and that gives Seth Rollins enough time to hold the title where it doesn't look like oh, here's your pittance, now give it back, you're done, back of the line, because they seem to be doing that a lot, and I'm really afraid that they're going to do it to Kofi. I don't want them to do it to Kofi, but if they don't do it to Kofi, that means Kevin Owens has to lose, and that means Kevin Owens falls down in the rankings there for a little while. So I'm kind of like, what the fuck do you do? And that's why I don't think Kevin Owens should have turned on him yet.
Can I say something, though?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you
May
can.
25th.
Oh, Yes, double or nothing.
So here's the thing. I feel like they're gonna give it to him because of this reason. We got May 19th and then May 25th. That's the next week.
He wouldn't be able to do double or nothing even if they made him look like a bitch in that match.
I'm saying AJ, that's why they will drop the title to AJ, because May 25th. That's why. They want those views. They know what AJ was part of. They know, you know, those viewers. They know that fan base. So that's why I feel like that could be a big role right there. And since that's what's right around the corner, they got that draw in before it happens. You know what I mean?
I don't think it matters that much.
You don't think so? Well,
Maybe a little.
out.
I don't think so. We'll see.
We'll find out.
So,
Yep, that's all we
pretty
have
much
to-
covered all of that. NXT, not really much to cover there. It wasn't
Not
much
yeah.
there.
It was
The
just
only thing
tape.
of note that I can think of is they have a
I
new...
had something to say.
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
that's what I'm saying.
What was it about?
How dare
NXT
you?
or...
The only way Seth Rollins beats AJ Styles is with another one of his stupid low blows, so he can actually put on
Well,
a match.
Okay, hang on.
I'm just kidding.
Yo,
kidding. It's-
hang on.
Don't,
you
don't.
you
It's a
wanna
joke.
know why? You wanna know
Here
why
we go.
freaking Soul's saying this, right? Yo, all because that
To
he
piss
is
you off.
so
It's a
fucking
joke.
salty. Yo, he is
I
so
started
fucking
my
salty.
conversation with I literally said
That
I
Brock
love Seth
Lesnar
Rollins.
fucking
Okay,
loses.
I don't say
That's
that
all you're
about a lot of
freaking
people.
salty. Yo, you're just salty about freaking Lesnar losing. That's all you are. Just salty about Lesnar losing. That was a great move by WWE having
he never
Lesnar
lost
lose.
clean, so I can't be salty about it.
Excuse me. Well, if I was Brock Lesnar, I would probably do the fucking same thing.
Yeah, it's always going to have an asterisk beside it. You know, Seth Rollins, Universal
They literally
Champion.
left it open.
Asterisk,
Anytime
won by
that
low
they
blow.
want Brock to take the title back. Anytime that they want Brock to take the title back, that's going to be their excuse to give him a match. Anytime that they want. Paul Heyman's going to come out, do a bunch of complaining. They're going to show a video package of the low blow, and that's going to be the storyline.
No, they're
and he's gonna
fucking
win the
not.
title again. That's,
Because
it's
if
an
they
easy
give-
way to open the door to give him a rematch. It could be next week. It could be in 6 months. It could be in 6 years. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Can I say something though? One thing about that, right? Remember, rematch clause.
All right, just
They're
one
not.
thing,
They're
okay?
not even a thing anymore. So literally, if Lesnar wants an opportunity at the Universal title, all he has to do now is have to earn that opportunity. Not, suck off Vince to fucking
has
get that
earned it.
opportunity.
He has earned it.
No, he has not. He has not fucking earned that opportunity again.
Yes, he
okay?
has. He's earned
You wanna know
everything
why?
he has. He's earned
Ben,
everything that he has.
I've got
Okay,
one thing
hang
to
on.
say. Ben, I've got one thing to say to your rematch clause thing that you bring up every week. Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay, I know.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Shinsuke
Nakamura.
But that was before.
No, that was right
before.
after they said that. That was like the week after they gave Shinsuke a rematch. The week
That was
after.
before the whole fight. Oh my god.
No, it
okay,
was not.
okay,
It was the
okay,
week after.
No, no.
Okay.
That's all I've got to say to that.
No,
Shinsuke
no.
Nakamura.
Maybe that was freaking R-Truth. Maybe that was
No.
already booked for that. But
Shinsuke
Lesnar
Nakamura.
has like now. Lesnar was going to have to
Shinsuke
like, right now
Nakamura.
earn his opportunity.
He did when he
Okay.
got low blowed. That's how he earned it. He earned his opportunity.
I will say this though,
Shinsuke
right?
Nakamura.
So
Shinsuke Nakamura.
I think everyone is actually going to be honest with this right now. Even me right now. Hey, sheep. I will literally mute you right now.
You can't
So,
mute me. They can still
can
hear
I-
me. I can mute you. I got the power. Boy. All right. Any good rumors? Anything we got? What's up? What's in the? I got a good one. Did anybody
I
see
thought-
that
there's a
referee
bunch of
with the
them,
broken
right?
leg? Did anybody see the world's toughest referee?
Yeah, we seen it.
Did you watch the
The
clip?
world's toughest.
Yeah.
That dude's
I
leg was
did watch-
Wait, whoa,
backwards.
whoa, whoa.
His leg was
What the
backwards,
fuck
and he
is
still
this?
did the 3 count. His leg was mangled, bro. I was like,
nothing wrong with his arms.
Ouch.
I don't see what's so impressive about it.
that's extreme pain to still have the look. If my leg was broke in the middle of a wrestling match, I am not counting
If he
shit.
broke all of his fingers and still did the 3 count, then I might be like, wow, that's pretty great.
What a dick.
If you have a freaking massive problem with this fucking referee,
what? You
then
can still make a 3 count with a broken leg.
Then you're just a dick referee.
They already laid down to do it.
That stupid referee to the referee that
to have
don't even talk to me about that soul again.
Making
Don't
this
even
guy a
talk to me about
celebrity.
that.
Look,
because he broke his leg. He probably did something stupid and tripped, and now he's
guys, can I say something though?
You're such an asshole.
He's doing it on purpose.
This is gonna be like hang on a second, guys. Oh, for fuck's sake, no.
For
Jeff
fuck's
Hardy's
sake.
injury may force the WWE to change plans for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions, the Hardy Boys. They may have to be stripped of the titles.
Oh yeah? They may have to be?
Yeah. Well, WWE may be forced to strip the Hardy Boys of the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships.
Why would they
because of Jeff Hardy's injuries. So yeah.
What did they do? Come on. We're waiting.
Well, Jeff Hardy got fucking injured. How do you think? Oh my god!
He's just gonna drink a fifth of vodka and a handful of pills, and he'll be fine.
That's all.
Don't remind me of my freaking Victory Road. Don't remind me of Victory Road from TNA. Don't even remind me.
Just have
of
him come out stoned and fucking high as a kite. He'll do fine. He's done it many times before.
Wow.
Come on.
no, look, we praise. No, just to add on, let me be an asshole again. We praise and immortalize Kurt Angle for winning an Olympic gold medal with a broken freaking neck, right? That's an amazing accomplishment.
Yeah.
That's a huge deal. You guys are giving the same fucking credit to the referee that counted 3 to the broken leg. It's not the same. Fuck this guy. I don't care.
No, why can't we praise somebody being
He's
high?
a referee. He's not a competitor. He's like
doesn't matter.
I'll quit referee some normal
guy.
Look,
this guy literally just
here's what I'm saying. You break my
lay down to make the 3 count. Your legs are irrelevant. You don't need legs to be a referee. It doesn't matter.
Are you sure about that?
What I'm saying matters is that the shit hurts.
The other referee was fucking knocked out.
Is that the shit hurts? The last thing on my mind, if I break my leg.
Knocked out. Why did he get any credit?
Have you ever broken a leg?
One's got a broken leg.
He didn't break a leg. That's why.
Have you ever?
All the referees are quitting.
Have you ever broken a leg? So
they're dying. They're all getting killed off.
No,
I've never broken my leg.
Have you ever broken a bone?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, you have no right to kind of get in this. A broken bone hurts. What's the most pain you've ever felt at one time?
You can't. You're telling me the broken leg you can't bang on the ground 3 times.
I'm saying you can do a lot of things in a lot of ways, but I'm saying that most people, 90% of people probably wouldn't have the mental capacity and wherewithal to go, oh, let me continue doing my job while my leg is backwards and that's all I can think about.
That I agree with.
That is a heroic thing to do. I'm not saying
the mental capacity to keep on with what you were doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm not saying that the dude's a fucking badass. Yes.
But what if at the same time, when you initially break a bone, doesn't your body go into shock and you don't necessarily feel the pain
sometimes,
right away?
But it wasn't initially. He was on the ground holding it, and then like
he could still have been in shock.
But
Can we talk about the
it was
3 count.
Dude, I don't know why we're talking about this situation.
It's possible, right? But it's
very possible.
Okay then.
You have to admire the courage to be sitting there, see your leg back. I don't care. It's a good, interesting conversation to have. So I'll allow it.
I believe that he was in shock. He didn't feel any pain, and he counted to 3. Okay, cool. We'll move on.
Yeah, good deal.
It doesn't need to be in the headlines and
It should
my
be.
fucking
People
God.
going crazy about it.
Men's
It's
about
always
it.
such a Debbie Downer for stuff
This is
like
the problem with social media.
He's like,
We don't care.
Social media. We praise
Wrestling
people that have
fans,
broken
no,
legs.
look, wrestling fans don't care about the actual in-ring competition anymore. They care about the referee that broke his leg and counted to 3. Like, they care
It's
about the
triggering,
three-legged
Soul.
dog
This
on
is- Soul's
YouTube.
getting really
Like,
triggered by this. I didn't know, Soul. I didn't know
They
you
care-
get so
we're still
triggered
talking-
about
I
this
can't
stuff.
wait for the next big referee injury so we can get Soul all riled up again.
Yeah.
We're still
oh,
talking
yeah.
about we're still talking about Titus O'Neil slipping and sliding underneath the ring.
Can we talk
Like,
about
we care
this
about
weird subject? I'm like, well, I've been like just
No,
trying to get over with the Vicky Guerrero and fucking the Hall of
I was
Fame.
mostly
fucking
just trolling for comedic value.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. You're gonna
But-
say you're mostly trolling because you.
Street, do you want to
feel
bring
wrong
this
in
story up?
situation.
Street, do you want to bring this story up?
What story? What
No.
story we got now?
He probably doesn't.
Vicky Guerrero would like to see Chris Benoit inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Sure, why not?
Oh
Well,
my!
Yeah,
she's
sure, why
batshit
not?
crazy.
But is it gonna happen? Probably not.
You can separate crimes from yes you can. Plenty of
It's not gonna
oh,
happen though.
Who else in the Hall of
because-
Fame murdered their wife and child?
I'm not saying they're Hall of
Eddie.
Fame, but here's things that I can say. There
for Eddie's name in this.
here's the things that I can say. And let me finish. Let me talk. There are plenty of
worry.
people.
Talk.
There are plenty of people in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame who did horrible things. Who were
Yeah, but WWE holds grudges. You know that.
that's
Including
fine. That's
murder.
fine and well, but
Vince mainly.
yes, there's murderers in the Hall of Fame.
Did they commit murders before or after entering?
Not sure. I'd have to
Yes.
look it up.
No.
Don't bother.
And-
looking
and
at
are
it.
you
It's
talking
not
about people that were-
And this is
Are you
not
talking
a
about people that
freaking
got put into
other
the
sports Hall of Fame.
MLB Hall of Fame in like 1800? when,
It
like,
doesn't
nobody
matter, but I
cared.
understand
when
the
murder
point
was
he's
common.
saying.
It was like whatever.
I understand the point he's getting.
Whatever.
There, no, half
I
the
understand
MLB's in the
point.
mafia. So
I'm not
it's whatever.
making a big deal about it like they have to induct Chris Benoit. I'm just saying that it's not unreasonable to say that you couldn't potentially let Chris Benoit have a Hall of Fame and separate the act from the art. Just like we separate, Edgar Allan Poe from the weird, nasty, freaky shit that he did. Or we separate, all these people who did all these horrible things, but they also contributed, amazing things to society. We kind of look the other way. And not by any means am I saying that Chris Benoit contributed greatly to society, but I'm not 100% sure that even if he hadn't done what he did, if he had retired the day that he killed everybody, I'm not so sure that I would have said he deserved to be in the Hall of Fame anyway. The only thing that made him the only thing that made him a household name and famous was what he did. He was a mid-card wrestler at best.
That's true. I agree.
We shouldn't
He wasn't the
overblow.
greatest
We shouldn't
wrestler.
overblow how good Chris Benoit was because he did some fucked up shit and went crazy. No, he was a pretty decent wrestler who was a mid-carder. He wasn't going to be world champion for any great time length if he was.
He was what? He
Okay,
was
for
what-
a
he
small
was what
period
he-
of time that nobody really cared about. I'm saying that he wasn't going to be a 16-time world champion. He was going to be a
he beat
5-time world
Triple H
champion.
and
He wasn't.
Shawn Michaels.
I don't care who he beat. What I'm saying is that he was a mid-card wrestler for most of his career and would remain a mid-card wrestler if he would have continued his career. That's what I'm saying.
He
was already pretty old. Nothing else.
I'm not gonna lie.
He didn't do Hall of
He's won
Fame
United
good.
States Championship. He's won Tag Team Champion, Intercontinental Heavyweight. He won basically every title before he
Well,
passed
there's been
away.
people that have done
Killed
far
himself.
less in that are in the Hall
I
of Fame.
understand that. I understand the titles don't really
So-
mean
Torrie
anything. Titles don't really mean anything because they just basically give it to you. But for someone back then, just look at how titles were tossed around back then than they are now. titles back then wasn't tossed around as much as they are now. They were tossed to the people that actually, they actually found good, that people actually liked, and, it was a lot different back then. So the way how it ran back then, I can understand, why a lot of people liked them.
Don't put on those shaded glasses of nostalgia and say that everything was all better back in the Attitude Era and that they never did any of it.
That it was
they
all
did it.
better
No.
So
what I'm saying is,
I'm saying it was different.
Hold
titles
on.
weren't tossed around.
Yes, they
how
were.
They are now.
Yes,
okay?
they were.
Except,
they were.
All
the time. Yes, they were.
Not really.
They were thrown on
really.
anybody and everybody. They were thrown on garbage people.
Really.
The Great Khali.
That was.
I wouldn't say that.
The Great Khali, the Blue
100%
Meanie.
True.
All
they
those
have
stupid.
to have goofy ass
hang
people
on.
as champions for once in a while. It can't
What
all
are you
be
talking about
serious
the Blue
shit.
Meanie? He was never
They're
world
entertainment
champion.
business.
I'm not saying world champion. I'm saying titles in general.
I know
Or
he
people
was
go-
also
he
a
said-
heavyweight champion. WC and WWE.
All I'm saying,
Well, I think
got
the
back quiet.
only top.
people get
Well, they
overly
should bring back
people
the-
get overly protective of the things that they grow up with. But go.
No, I'm not being protective.
I'm not accusing you. I'm trying. My
You can't
point.
say it was the same way that it is now.
Not exactly.
of how
No,
things are
no,
run.
because that's not true of anything ever. If I were that's just not a true
Exactly.
statement. What I'm trying to say is that for you to say that they didn't just throw titles on bad people all the time, WWE has always done that at the
I
whim
know
of Vince
they've done
McMahon.
it, but
Whatever.
It's not like they do it these days. They just throw it to anybody
What you're
these
doing
days.
is go back. There's only small portions of the Attitude Era that are really
You can
good.
also, you
There
can
are
also
whole
throw in
years
how
of
there
there
was
are
only
years of the Attitude Era
brands.
that are horrible.
There weren't that
You-
many wrestlers
excuse me.
either back then as well.
Huh?
Yeah,
There was
and
only
all this
two
other,
brands.
Like, freaking, like,
Well,
dirty
basically,
shit.
if you want to throw way back more, it was only one brand. And there was a shit ton of fucking roster. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Now they have NXT, 205 Live, all that
205.
stupid shit no one cares about, and everybody's being thrown in.
yo,
to
excuse
the
me,
fucking
NXT
pile.
UK. NXT UK is a fucking good brand at the moment, so.
Well, I'm talking
Yeah.
about people that get thrown in constantly into the main brand, and then just given a title, and then we never see them again. It's like
Like
half the
Hayden
people
English.
these days are just disappearing. It's like, why? It's because they don't got room
Also-
for them anymore. They give them
Yeah.
something, and then they kick them to the curb because apparently in their eyes, they're not that great for the business. That's why people like Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns are constantly pushed because they know they're great and they want them to be top dog, just like AJ Styles. That's why a lot of people like that are there and they're constantly being pushed because they know they're great. They know they get a pop, but everybody else, they get one opportunity and then we never see them again. It's not how it was back in the day. Back in the day, like, at least everybody got a spotlight. There wasn't that many, of course, but shit, we have too many wrestlers that are in WWE, and I feel like WWE's holding on to a lot of wrestlers and just keeping them there like hostage, not letting them do anything because they're scared to lose a wrestler that they only throw out like once a month. It's like, calm down, dude.
Yeah.
You've been the top dog company for like years. Why are you being such a bitch? You know what I mean? This is like
even
facts
like,
right now I'm speaking. It's like they don't need
should we
to like waste talent. Alright? They don't need to waste talent. People go to that company to get somewhere. You know, we were talking a long time ago about how, you know, people that are wrestling in indies that they, you know, they want to be the top dog. They want to be on that, you know, main TV brand, WWE. They want to be there. They want to get to that spot. But when they do, half of them never make it to the main roster. Half of them see one title run or one title opportunity, they're gone. And they're going back to the indies. And that's all WWE's fault, of course. It's not their fault.
Yep.
It's WWE's fault. And it's because they take on too many wrestlers that they can handle. And that's the issue these days with WWE. Even if they have NXT, 205 Live, all this other bullshit that I don't really care about, doesn't make a difference.
God, why is that not... Where the freaking hell is the
And this is why WWE is losing
get.
their shit. This is why WWE is losing their shit, because they're not maintaining their company. They have a lot going on in the company, and they're doing all this crazy stupid shit like name changes and fucking doing this and that. People get mad because of this and that, and just like, dude, maintain your company. You've been a company for years, okay? Shit, release some people if you need to. Don't hold them hostage. That's why a bunch of superstars are being held hostage right now for their contracts.
Yep.
Their contracts are frozen just for little shit. Even if they want to leave, they can't leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like Luke Harper.
They gotta maintain their roster. They gotta maintain their company. That's why it's all going crazy. And it's really getting up their alley because of AEW, and they're losing their shit. They're losing control. That's why all this stupid shit happens these days on WWE. It's ridiculous.
I kind of agree.
How are you gonna have a major company and not control your shit? The dude's getting old. We need more people. We need more, like, I don't know what they have for management other than, you know, the faces that we already see. I'm pretty sure they have other management teams. I'm pretty obviously sure about that. But they gotta get controlled as well. Come on, man.
Yeah. Yep.
Jeez.
Oh, God damn it. I was gonna freaking bring this up, but then I just completely just realized I don't want that. I just don't want to get into like the whole what culture stuff with what they had with freaking Bullet Club. Like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna talk about the Tamatonga thing.
Well, that's a setup for Double or Nothing
potential match at Double or Nothing. It's actually gonna be.
Because I don't see how you can be invited to a party and then start some shit. Like,
it was called the Bullet Club Block Party. That's what it was called. The Bullet Club Block Party. Oh,
I'm not sure.
Also,
they're not inviting random ass people there, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I know Angle and Undertaker, they've been pulled from StarCast, which is fucking stupid. Joey Ryan has also been contacted by the WWE. Yeah. Well,
who?
If Joey Ryan, remember the person with the well, he does the Booplex.
Yeah, who cares about him?
What's that?
Let's. Okay, if you do not know who the hell Joey Ryan is, yo, go look him up, Soul. Literally, go look him up.
I'm looking up right now. He looks terrible. He looks
Oh,
like
God.
Brother Robert Roode. He looks suspect as hell.
Joey Ryan used to be on WCSW. He was Jay White's first transition after he didn't want to be Okada Jr. again the first time. Jay White wanted to be that guy, Joey Ryan. So I made the greasiest, most porno looking guy I could. I basically made Robert Roode with a lot of baby oil.
This guy is 39 years old.
Yeah. But you do, you don't want to know his gimmick.
He walks around with a lollipop in his mouth. What the fuck?
Shout out to the 9 viewers. Shout out to you guys. GG.
Of course. So, well, he has actually teamed with Candice LeRae before.
That makes us care about him. Why and how?
That makes me like him less. Now I don't even care.
No!
So,
yes.
Okay.
Oh, one thing I did want to say is that NXT did have a new intro. I thought that was kind of neat. It was like,
did they?
I haven't seen NXT in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, they have a new intro package. It's like all heavy metal, and like
Yeah, is that why you like it, bro? Because it's is it harder than the last theme song?
Well, no, all the wrestlers are like lip syncing the lyrics, and
that's not cringy at all.
Yeah, it was kind of, some of it's pretty corny. Some of it looked, you know, pretty well put together, but some of it looked kind of corny, you know, if I'm honest. The song wasn't bad. It was more NXT than the other one, I think. I like it better than the other one.
So I'm gonna.
But do you like it much?
Yeah, I'm gonna like.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the screenshot. This is part of his gimmick now. Joe Ryan's gimmick. You may be like very surprised on what gimmick he's currently got.
I guess for all
he's the king of dong style.
Look up Joey Ryan's gimmick, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, he's the king of this one.
Yeah, we got
I
it.
really don't care about him, but I guess
U-porn
Ben really does
as
care
a signature
about him.
move. A crotch flip with theatrics. The move, also known as the penis flip, sees the rival grab Ryan's crotch before Ryan uses his penis to flip them over. According to Ryan, the move was suggested by Mick Foley. They're not going to allow this in the WWE. And everyone that wrestles against him has to literally grab his penis. Who the fuck's gonna sign that deal?
Is he Randy Orton in disguise?
You literally have to grab his penis in order to have a match against him. That's how he does his move, his finisher.
That's some Randy Orton shit.
Why would they sign this guy? They're not gonna let him use
I
that.
don't freaking know. I don't even know, but like, yeah,
Let's see if this can get put on the chat.
Wait. Yo, in April 2019, during WrestleMania 35 weekend, Ryan will be hosting a WrestleCon branded show called Joey Ryan's Penis Party. Okay.
That's ridiculous.
It is, yo, it was an actual thing.
What is
Yo, it was actually an actual thing. It was an actual thing.
Oh, I got something to bring up here. Can we bring up... Oh, did we already bring up Luke Harper's release?
Yeah.
Yes, I mentioned that.
Did we bring up that he was supposed to feud with Sami Zayn?
No, I didn't bring that one up.
Oh, yeah, he was supposed to feud with Sami Zayn when Sami Zayn returns. Luke Harper and Sami Zayn were supposed to feud. What do you guys think that feud would turn out to be? That'd be interesting to see. Like, how would that play out? For a first feud? For Sami Zayn? I don't know, man. Obviously, it's not going to be Luke Harper. I don't know, it might be. Luke Harper might just be like, okay, I'll fucking do it, because you guys not going to release me, because you're going to keep me hostage, because you're afraid that you're going to lose me. You already did, because I want to leave. Makes no sense. So
they've denied his release and they've put 6 weeks to his contract.
Yeah, that's the thing with WWE. They mad salty on when people want to be released. It's like
all because
they
want to
be released. All right, here's what I don't understand. It's really mind blowing. It's really mind blowing. Is if somebody wants a release and they want to be released, they ask for a release, right? What does that mean? That means they don't want to wrestle anymore. So why deny it when you're already gonna lose that person when it's over? It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. It makes no sense. You add more extension to it. It's like, no, you know what? Throw that on. You know what? Actually, you can stay home. How about that?
Because I feel like if you agree to the
exactly, because they're salty. They don't want to let him go on.
Not necessarily, but I think from a business standpoint, if you let one guy out of their contract, then every time someone gets upset about something, they're gonna be like, "Well,
obviously
I want out of my
you have to make a
too."
solid
And then it's just
statement.
gonna be.
Here's the
it's
thing.
gonna be continuous. Everyone's gonna want out of their contract every time they get upset.
No.
Give people time to think, man.
I believe it depends. I believe it depends on the approach. Depending how Luke Harper approached them. Honestly, I don't know what half of the superstars think when they ask for a release. I don't know if they're saying something or they just straight up say, hey, I want to be let go. Maybe they have a reasoning. Maybe they have something to say, like, some kind of speech
Of
they want to give
course.
before.
Of course, they should sit down and have a conversation.
Exactly.
And then
So
say,
I don't
well,
see why
we'll
they
give you a
could
week.
hear
We'll
them,
give you a
them a
week
hearing.
off to decide, and if you in a week you still want to go through with it, we'll release you.
Yeah, but like they freeze their contracts though. That's the saltiest thing to do. Freezing a person's contract means they can't do anything. They can't go to any promotion, to any open house show or any. They can't perform anywhere, no matter where it's at. It could be just at a high school. They can't perform there. Can't. They froze your contract. They still own you.
Yeah, just like what they
crazy.
did to Neville, and then look where Neville is now in AEW.
He accomplished a lot before even joining AEW.
Of course.
Well, yeah,
NXT
that's,
Tag
Luke
Team
Harper's
Champion,
thing.
NXT Champion.
I don't need to hear the list.
We have Dustin
Wow,
Rhodes leaving. He's now in AEW. Of course, we've seen that coming.
And he's going to be facing Cody Rhodes.
And I'm surprised they actually let him go. They really let go of the Rhodes name hard, huh? They just let him go. They don't even, like, do anything to try to keep them there. They just fucking let them go. Why is the Rhodes family so hated upon? I don't know any backstory. But I think it may be the reasoning of what when Dusty Rhodes was basically part of the WCW team for making up shows and stuff. He was doing that.
Probably.
That may be a part of the reason.
I think that's a part.
No, I think that might be a playing part. But
Plays a part.
Elias going over against Roman was unexpected. Elias going
I know
over.
that Chris Jericho would want Dean Ambrose on AEW, of course.
Of course, yeah, because them two have like a lot
Probably
of
not.
feuds.
Because I still think it's a work. I'm going to go with Sheep's theory of Dean Ambrose leaving the company is actually a work for something. That's what I feel like. What, Ben?
I don't see it being a work. I don't see it being a work. Wow, of course, yeah.
Yeah, we're fixing to wrap it up.
Yeah,
it's time to end anyway. Nothing really left to cover. So, thanks, guys.
We're just going over rumors and shit.
Yeah, we're pretty much done. So, thanks, guys, for tuning in to Dat Wrasslin podcast. Make sure you check us out next week. Same time, same YouTube network. You know, Dat Wrasslin podcast.
Hit that like and subscribe button.
Like, subscribe. If you didn't like what you heard, hit like instead of dislike anyway, just because you're a cool person. That's the way you do things. Alright, peace out, peoples.
Peace out.